Hello YouTube, this is Carl, that BMX guy, and this is going to be my vlog video for 2025. Well, we made it to 2025. It's, January 16th. And I have some projects coming this year. And you might see a project already, just looking at this picture. Still drink coffee. Anyway, the channel, as you see it, I did a video after Christmas, and I'm going to try to do like metric centuries, like video highlights of them this year too. Now I know 10 people watch them, but whatever. Obviously the computer videos get a lot of hits. The non-produced, you know, the vlog style videos like this get most hits, and you know, there's only 8 likes and probably 8 dislikes in this case, because you know, it doesn't solve their problems or anything like that, because you know, videos are supposed to solve everybody's problems and be the answer to everything. The computer videos are kind of irrelevant after 2 years. I mean, like, yeah, 24H2, no one's going to give a shit about that next year. I mean, there's going to be all different bugs. It might be Windows 12. And that's going to be a whole different saga. I'm going to try to install Windows 11 on something else and see if it lets me make an account. So that's a project I want to do. But I do want to install Ubuntu 24, even though it's a straightforward operation, on something, and show installing it. See how fast it is. See how fast Windows 11 is. It kind of wasn't that long taking. The machine right here, what did it take? Like, well, the video wasn't over 10 hours long. So the actual, you know, initial installation of Windows is usually a lot longer than Ubuntu ever is. The other project is kind of this Elite Hub I picked up for cheaper than what it costs new. It's a 28 hole guy, but I had a titanium driver sitting on the desk for probably 4 or 5 years because I was gonna get one of these for a while. I just generally don't like spending $400 on a hub. So it was like $250 when I bought it. I have the spokes. I'm gonna place it 2 cross on the low flange side and 3 cross on the high flange side. And I generally make the spokes like maybe 2 millimeters longer than what the Pro Wheel Builder calculator does for A23 velocity rims, because like I like to use small nipples, the short 12 millimeter nipples, because they're lighter, they don't bend or anything like the longer ones do, and they just look better. Like, you know, when people rebuilt their wheels, like super pros, when the spoke nipples are not 12 millimeter, what they came with. Okay, I just like to point that out in the BMX world, in the collector world. It came with this aluminum driver, which I can just sell. I got the 17-tooth Elite cog on it. But yeah, the guys that have like mini racers and stuff like that, this is perfect for kids. But I'm not going to use it as an adult, because as soon as I like climb a hill, I'm probably going to start squishing all the paw cavities, and who knows, the cogs probably chew up the driver a lot faster than it would normally. Just for the sake of a slightly lighter driver, I'd rather have the titanium driver that just doesn't seem to whimper or wear out or nothing. Anyway, yeah, we'll get to the carver and its situations and maybe other things, but I already made a video on the SOS getting it. I'm gonna make a video of assembling it, so I already got parts. We got colorful parts for that guy. So you'll see it built with green, blue, and other things. I just gotta get all the pieces. It's gonna be another video on something else. And then the Nickel Hurricane project is probably gonna get a rehash along with like something in the box that's very similar. This wheel is gonna get technically replaced with something a little lighter. Less weight's always better. The bike rides like a cloud though, so I don't really have any real issues with it, but it's been sitting here. I didn't even bring it to the city for the winter. Like I was going to do. I just run the black one. But the bars that are on it, those titanium carver bars, they don't have enough upsweep, in my opinion. I'll talk about that in a second. I got these standard strip bars that I'm going to try to use. Like, there's this guy, he's called Chatty Matty on BMX Museum that makes extension. I want to see how they work and maybe use this handlebar on something. The other handlebar behind it is the bar that was on this 125R. It just needs to get clear coated. I just need, like, you know, time and, you know, good weather and other things to get started on that. Just like with, you know, the RV here, I gotta paint that, get that back to being the fixed gear, because I kind of like that frame as the fixed gear. The forks right there. And yeah, the carver actually is on hiatus for the winter. But recently I acquired this 130mm profile spline drive spreader that's actually shiny anodizing. Now the thing that I've been finding is that I keep getting flat anodizing profile parts lately, and it's getting on my nerves. But someone in Blackwood, of all places, right nearby, had one of these on eBay, so I just bought it, and now that's on there. The problem is when I run this spider, it makes a chain line like 45 or 47, meaning it's 47 on the outside, 45 on the inside, or maybe it's 47 on the inside. I don't know. Chain line bewilders me. But to have that good chain line to keep this from really making a lot of noise, I have a new titanium driver on here, so I can use the profile cogs. Now the profile cogs give me what, 600 miles before they start squishing their teeth. But you know, for as much as they are, they're half the price of Onyx cogs. I think I'd rather just buy the profile cogs to get to 600 miles and have a nice precise drivetrain, like where it's barely causing the chain sloppiness, at least on this bike. Okay, so it's only because this bike has that chain slap issue that driver's on there. I mean, I don't have to use the titanium driver, but you know, but yeah, that looks a little better because it's shiny, because everything else is shiny anodizing. You know, the hubs, the tensioners, the rims, the stem. The black standard 125R basically has all the old parts of this bike now, with the exception of like the fork and handlebars being old too. But yeah, there was a crank project for this too, but I don't really know what I'm doing with the crank. It might go on something else, and I'm not sure. You probably saw something about a Ceram crank video, the Force 1. It can go on here, It can. But, I don't know. Picked up these standard forks too, just recently off of the same place I got the hub. So it needs to be painted, which I'll do. There's lots of chipped areas right here. I cleaned it up a little bit, like it was all this rust. Right? But what I may do is, I might send it to someone to put cantilever post on it, because I can't get standard to do that. Well, maybe I could send it to them, thinking about it, but they don't seem to be building forks. At least the last time I messaged them. I'd really like to get some forks custom made from them. They make the frames, but not the forks for some reason. Other people that make forks, that they don't seem to want to make forks that cantilever post. They only make 990 post. And yeah, I don't know. Suggestions on who to get stuff made by is good, but people at the Bikes Expo, I'm going to ask to see if they can put cantilever post on there. This is a Bike Expo coming up in the next few months. That's probably when I'll be able to paint this. It's like March. It's too cold to paint outside. But what I would do is, like, I would get cantilever post, just like on the other one over there that I had made over 10 years ago now. Maybe I'll get the hourglass, you know, braze-ons on the back, and then maybe hourglass braze-ons on the front underneath the brake mounts, so I can use the front rack with pannier mounts, so I can put panniers on the front fork on that one. You know, just because, like, I think I'd rather try to run panniers on the front and rear and not just a swift bag in the middle. I mean, I do like the idea of, like, trying to carry more stuff. And yeah, I was gonna maybe change that light mount too, or maybe make it so it's like a a double ended bracket. The thing I don't like about this rack over time is that it keeps shifting and it keeps looking like it's bent. This is the Velo orange decollar mount, but it kind of keeps moving because these little, maybe I'll just figure out some way to get, the thing is, like, the pawl brakes, they came with, well, the studs for using this kind of thing, these M5 ends. I just think they're just too weak for the whole idea. The stock ends are like M6, just like the bolts in the brake, and it didn't seem like they were shifting so easily. It starts giving me OCD looking at it. So whatever the case, that's something I gotta figure out a way to fix. Also, like, the bag, doing the Tinicum Park ride, on the way back I went through Wissahickon with the bag on there, and with the weight in there, it was like jumping off this thing because I couldn't get the Velcro to hold the bag on. So maybe I'll make some L brackets or something that bolt to the bag, you know, where they plug in, maybe these body clips, like RC body clips, like those guys. Maybe aluminum body post, these things, like L brackets, things that point off the bag, or maybe just like push pins that go into here so I can pop it off easy instead of, like, sit there using an Allen wrench and spend hours. But some way to keep the bag from hopping off this thing. Also, the fact that the bag is, like, weight, right? And it's higher in the air, even with the 20-inch tire. It's just not as good as if it was, like, really low to the ground, like down here where panniers usually have all the weight. It might feel better with the weight lower. The bike is used for a rag ride, obviously. My partner says she liked it and would do it again, but this year coming, I don't know. But, you know, it was fun when it was fun. There are issues with it that I might address in a different video. We have all the goodies from the rag ride that I kind of want to show and tell at some point. I mean, there are some cool things that I got from it. But so far, I haven't been wanting to make the video about that. The other thing I wanted to do with this bike was the company that makes the handlebars, Carver Titanium, Carver Bikes. It's like every time I get their handlebars made, they're always different. So it started with, I got a seat post made for the TNT, that TNT right there. Right, that used to be my Traveler that was replaced by the Speedwagon, and this one, and then this one, or even that one. I mean, like, the interesting factor is, every time I have their handlebars made, they're different. So, it started with these handlebars. It's kind of hard to really tell their sweep looking at them. But they have like a 12-degree back sweep, like they should, because they're supposed to be based on the S&M slam bar, which has 12 degrees back sweep. But slam bars have a 1-degree up sweep. These bars have 2. So you can kind of tell they have an up sweep when you look at them like this, a little bit more up sweep, which actually seems to be comfortable. I found it to be better than the slam bar sweep. So I started buying, like, standard strip bars. That was the first bar I bought. That was clear over raw. It's going to be clear over raw again, but I got to redo the clear yet. I stripped it off because it was like rusting everywhere, and like it really rusted underneath the grips, like pitted and stuff. So I cleaned them up, but I have yet to really paint them or clear coat them. And I could probably just like brush on lacquer and then like sand it smooth. Like, lacquer is probably the best solution. The clear coat that you can buy from the store is usually acrylic, and that shit doesn't hold up for shit. I mean, it chips right off everything. I mean, like, the lacquer probably will chip too, but it might be a little bit better. There's like the car stuff you can buy. It comes in a can that you can use once, like $15 a can, maybe $20. But you gotta do it right the first time, or it's gonna have runs and everything else. Yeah, you have to buff it no matter what. But at least that stuff might be stronger. But it's not intended to be really cleared over metal. You just clear it over paint, flat paint. It's intended to grab at the clear coat. So the clear overall is probably never going to be good. Because even like on this frame, that's powder coat, but see how there's like a trail going on there? That little chip right there, as this water gets underneath and it starts rusting through. But it was chipping on the down tube all the time. Like, every time a rock would kick up, the tire would like keep chipping. So I put like a sticker here and other things to cover the chips on the down tube. But like, body wrap is what I should use on that stuff. And maybe body wrap will work with the handlebar, just to protect it. It's a thing like clear decal is probably just a better choice. But even like this has actually been holding up pretty good, considering that it was in Iowa every night. But how long will do Iowa every night, before it starts like rusting completely? The fork though, man, it's actually held up really good. Anyway, yeah, these are the first handlebars, since I went off tangent. I had these handlebars made with a thinner wall. So those ones are 1.6 thickness. These are 1.2 thickness. Yeah, they're lighter. Great. But if you look at them, I asked them to be based on the sandbar the same as the other one, because I figured I'd just make them the same. Nope. They made them just like the slam bars, where there's no upsweep really at all. So that's the main reason why I don't like them. They just don't feel that good. And yeah, they do feel flexy because they're thinner. So I had another set of handlebars made that are thicker, like, well, they're supposed to be thicker like those. But what happened is that, well, they sent me cracked handlebars. Yeah. And, like, it's been since August, okay? This is a video in January 16th. I said, oh, we're going to have that company try and make another set of bars. I haven't heard anything since. Maybe they see these videos, I don't know. But usually, whenever a warranty comes in, any warranty issues with custom stuff, be prepared to be, like, ghosted or whatever. Because, like, you know, that's the thing about warranties, like, people don't fulfill them. But yeah, I got a set of handlebars that are built basically like these, but 1.6, but 8.5 high, because I wanted to get rid of the spacer being so long, because yeah, even like the steering wheel is a little different. There's always something quirky about everything that custom made by that company. Even if we go over the drawings, there's always something. It's just not done correctly, or, you know, expectedly. There's even the fork. It kind of was made a little weird, but I got used to the fork, because there's only one of them. If I get another fork made, it's going to be different. Might be made better, might be made worse. But if it was made more like the standard fork with that nice pitch at the top, you know, that angle, to make something look a little nicer, you know, it would have been better. But that's the thing, it might get like that, and then it might have something else wrong with it. So that's the thing about the custom stuff that sucks. Yeah, so the handlebars look nice. I was going to actually make a video on, oh, I got these handlebars in the box, unbox them. But as I was unboxing them, I realized there's something wrong with them. So, where is this crack? You can't even see it, right? It's kind of hard to take a picture of because you don't know where the fuck it is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it because I can't focus on it. I'm trying to focus on it with this camera, I can't. I gotta be able to hold it still. But I don't know if you can see it. They probably can't see it, and they probably don't believe it's there. But you see it? You see it now? Well, that little divot is a crack. Okay, so everything else is nice about it. The sweep, though, doesn't seem to be right, though. It still doesn't seem like it has enough upsweep, like that bar. Like when you compare it to it, it's going down. Right? It's kind of hard to even do it with my hand and camera and everything. But they're taller, 8.5, like they're supposed to be. But that little crack is there, and so just put on the bike and ride it and see if the crack is bigger. Like, I'm not doing that. It's like, oh, just go to the hospital for us, and then we'll replace it. That's what they're telling me. They're saying, oh, hurt yourself. Maybe even get killed by your handlebar because it fucking cuts you and impales you because it breaks in half. No, I'm not doing that. So I'm just sitting here waiting for them to send the other handlebar so I can send this back. Well, I hopefully can send it back. But yeah, that's the crack I see. Now, why do I think it's a crack? Because of how it looks. But maybe before they sent it to me, they weren't really looking at it. They just cleaned them up a little bit. Because I was like cleaning them up with like Neverdol, just to make sure they're protected and shinier looking. Because like the thing about those, it's like they're like a teaser pipe. You know, they come out so good. This is the first item you had made or something, and everything else is like kind of not up to par. But the finish on them is like great. It looks like they try to like sandblast them, then they polish them after, and it kind of looks better than if it's just straight polished, like this one, or brushed. But the bars look nice. Maybe someone can fix it. Yeah, okay. Let's make it more likely to break again. It's like the problem with titanium is that welding it makes it weaker. If there's any oxygen in the weld, it fails just as fast. So even if you're able to suck the oxygen out of that weld and fix it, or at least put something to stop that crack, the crack's probably going the other direction too, to whatever's behind it. There's no hole back there. There should be a hole, but maybe there isn't. Because maybe the hole's on this side. Suck the gas out versus that side. Yeah, I haven't heard anything back from them. I'm hoping to hear back from them so I can have a show and tell of getting a new handlebar. Otherwise, yeah, there's really not that much to do. Like I said, I'm going to install Windows 11 on something because I got a key from... Groupon keeps advertising cheap keys on Christmas. So this system right here, well, it's going to get something installed on it. We have a drive ready for Windows 11. So we got a heatsink and the drive. It's going to go with something. So yeah, here I can't talk. But yeah, you probably can't hear me because the TV is so loud out there. Because even the deaf can hear the TV. This project bike, well, there were some issues with it. But I got it together as like, a normal racing bike. I mean, the TNT bar, like a titanium version of the TNT bar would be interesting because it has a wider crossbar, or, a fat crossbar. But it's like, the sweep is like 3 degrees up, 3 degrees back. Kind of like a flatland handlebar, which is kind of, I just don't get the whole handlebar sweep and height thing lately. All the Street Rider bars are like 10 inches high. So the bars are really ridiculous. Like getting an 8-inch bar, you can't even do anymore. I can't get Standard to make a handlebar, just like they won't make a fork. They keep making frames, but they won't make forks. At least not for me. I'm not an approved person to have stuff made for them. Meaning, like, yeah, if you want to get a titanium frame that's made in America to your exact specifications, you got to be like Woody Itson. And if you're some poor guy like myself, you're fucking ass. You can't even fucking get anything made that you want to have made directly. Like, exact things done, Like, if this frame was American made, would it be better? Well, I don't know. Would it be? It would have cost me like a house. I had to put a mortgage on it or something. Other than that, like, like, nobody that makes titanium frames except the one person in this country will make them. And then he's the one that won't do anything that you ask. Like, having this longer just to make it better for what I'm doing with it. Normal brake bridges. Normal length back end. The bottom bracket facing the right way. Or, 3/8 dropouts. Stuff like that. The other companies that make titanium frames don't make anything other than road or gravel bikes and mountain bikes. And it sucks. It really sucks that you want to get something custom that's not mainstream, same shit. You can't do it. Like, Carver's the only guy that actually helps me out with this stuff, even though he hasn't helped me out with these handlebars, but I have to go up to Maine and show him or something. I mean, I don't even acknowledge I even have this stuff on, like, Instagram or anything. Like, Velocity, like, I mean, they probably hate my guts for even using their wheels on my bikes. Who knows? I can't really get in touch with Profile to do anything custom either, like, yeah, they kept sending me, like, flat spiders, but, like, I'd really love a 32 hole totem or elite so I can have a reasonable rear wheel that, you know, won't break spokes. I don't know if that 28 hole rear elite hub is going to be that useful. I might keep breaking spokes. Like, I'm just riding the bike like a road bike. But 28 spokes just isn't enough for a rear wheel for an adult male like myself, and not even heavy. I'm like 175 pounds at the lightest. But like the 28 spokes were breaking on the folding bike because it's a coaster brake. But they're probably going to be breaking on this elite hub over here that I'm going to lace. You know, it may look nice, but 28 spokes, is that going to hold up? Is it going to hold up with the wheelsmith spokes? Trying to make them more American versus the DT spokes? I don't know. I really don't know. But my main gripe lately is that we got customizations we can do, but there's some things that's just not custom, no matter what. Like a 32 hole elite or AC2 or totem hub would be beautiful to have. Does it give me more options? I can get more different rims. I mean, I can try different rims. I can put the hub on different bikes. Because there's more 32 hole options for bigger bikes than there are 36. And 28 really sucks with the bigger wheels. I mean, you want to break your spokes every freaking month? Get 28 hole freaking 700C wheels. On a commuter bike, it just ain't gonna hold up. I mean, you hit the bumps in the Philly roads, 28 holes is probably gonna just keep breaking spokes. And I have no doubt that's what's gonna happen with this. It looks nice. But I don't know, maybe the lacing pattern being 2 cross would be better. On both sides, especially. But, I don't know, I don't really want to... I'm just deciding upon, really, what to lace to. Because 2 cross, the spokes are really close together. But will 2 cross be good for a drive side on this hub? That's another question. I don't know, if you want to leave comments about that, I usually respond to them and allow them after a while. Meaning on here, you might see that we have a community and I have a held thing. Because I hold all the comments for a reason. Because people just troll shit. There's always people that have things to say. And then they start snowballing other things people are saying. Like, so if they respond saying, oh, this is stupid, someone's going to attack them and make it a full-blown, like, dilemma. That is why I hold comments. Not just because it's annoying getting, like, hate mail or heckled in a case, but it's just like, it just keeps the riffraff off my YouTube page. Like, people that are all mad that they can't see who's liking and disliking. Why are they mad? Are you making the videos? Do you like seeing your videos getting trashed? I mean, that's how I look at it. There's people that have, like, the Bus Crease Mug has like a... So you go to earn, right? You can make people a member of your page by just, like, having people subscribe and pay to subscribe. Do I want to do that? Have the whole 10 people that watch my videos subscribe? That's $10 a person. Well, I don't know what they charge. But if people are subscribing to you and paying to subscribe, I have to make videos all the time just to keep them looking at something. And yeah, I don't really understand why I'd want to make it a job, you know? Like, it's a video. It's a video content. This content isn't important. It's not necessarily intended to be entertainment. It's just the story of my life. What I'm doing. I don't really have to make people pay for it to watch it. Yeah, you can get I don't get anything from the earning thing. Like, that thing is just like, I could have somebody look at a video 1,000 times a day. Really. I had to make some stupid video, you know, of like a girl bounce her boobs or something. Because sex sells in this country. Because, you know, this world is totally fucked up with the human race. Because, yeah, that's what will make money, is like stupid shit. So, stuff that's just my life, my rides. You know, you got one like. The one that has the most dislikes. It has more dislikes than most of the videos have likes, judging by the look of that. There's 8 likes. That means there's 7 dislikes. Right? I can't really focus on it because I can't really get close to the thing. That just means like people are at least watching that one because it's a computer thing. Computer things are still interesting to people. Right? Try to hold this thing straight. But the videos, they get my likes. Right? 6 people like the MS-150 ride, 104 people seen it. But nobody really cares about the MS-150. The people that care about it are ones that like somehow get like people to be gullible enough to give them money to, you know, fundraise money for something that I don't think they really found any solution to MS. It's a multiple sclerosis, okay? Meaning like there's multiple problems with your body that you just don't know what to do with. So like my aunt, she was diagnosed with MS, I think. But she had a stroke, as it turned out. And she had a stroke again. And then she was basically a vegetable until she passed away, I guess, 10 years ago? Yeah, 10 years ago. Whatever the case, they usually, MS is like a base model problem with your body. I mean, it's like you can't walk, you can't have like bodily functions working right or anything because you don't really know what's wrong with you. They just know you have MS. You got multiple sclerosis. You can't control your body. You can't do anything. But it could have been just a stroke in the case of some people. Or, you know, bad blood circulation to your legs. Who knows? Meaning, like, they might start out with MS and then they figure, oh, you have diabetes. Or, oh, you have this, or you have that. It's kind of like a starter place to. So they do have solutions for MS in a sense. But it seems like just about everybody has a stroke or diabetes. Meaning that's it. That's really the only thing really wrong with people is just they have diabetes. It's kind of funny because when you go to a doctor in the city, especially, all those hospitals in the city just basically diagnose people with diabetes. That's it. They don't really have a real diagnosis for anything. When you go to a doctor in a hospital, they don't really tell you shit. You go to a family doctor, they'll actually try to help you. They won't just say, oh, you got diabetes. That's what I found, the difference between doctors in the hospital versus doctors in this town. Or they send you to a specialist, that kind of thing. Whatever the case, yeah, that's what I think of MS. But, you know, it's good to help it out, because maybe I have MS. Who knows? I don't know. Man, it's been 40 minutes. Well, this vlog has went to 40 minutes. I don't really want to go that much longer. But yeah, this year I'm going to do the MS-150 again in September or October or whenever it's going to be. Hopefully it's being dry. And then maybe some friends are doing it. Because, like, you do it by yourself, it still kind of sucks. Meaning, like, That's the one where usually friends were doing it, and that's the reason why I did it. But they don't do it, so I don't know. The guy that does do it, and I do see him. Yeah, I don't know if he really considers himself a friend of mine, but he goes as fast as he can, so he doesn't really like to stay around me. I'm just going at a certain speed. But there's also the ACS ride this year, since like people at work do the ACS ride with their mom or whatever. Maybe I'll do the ACS ride this year. Last year the rag ride was the same time as that. Now usually that shit's in June. Shit being like that ride. And the interesting factor of that ACS ride, or American Cancer Society ride, is it's on Sunday. So I can do it and still have work Saturday. Now the Irish Pub Tour de Shore, I think, was on Sunday also. But they call it the Rider for the Badge. It's for first responders. It gives money to children of first responders that were killed or whatever, like in 9/11, for example. Meaning that that's the reason why I do it, is for the firefighters, not necessarily for the cops. But you know, they're good and bad cops. Generally, like most of the people I ride my bike with have a hatred for cops for some reason. But generally, like, cops are the good guys. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing with that ride. I generally try to do like these charity rides because, you know, there's people doing them, not necessarily just do them for the sake of doing them. The Tour de Shore was done by other people that did the MS-150 the first time I did it. So I did that, what, 3 years? I have 3 shirts. The ACS ride I did once. And it was supposed to be done with my partner, but she couldn't do it. So I ended up doing it by myself. And with that ride, it's like, yeah, I saw people I might have known, but they weren't friends. And then, like, I did the Century ride on that ACS ride. And Century ride in July or June in New Jersey is a lot of sun and heat. And the rest stops in the American Cancer Society ride kind of sucked. They were in the sun also, it seemed. And they didn't really have Gatorade. They had water, but they didn't have Gatorade or anything that, what, electrolytes? So it was like dead. So it wasn't really that good of an experience when I did it. Maybe it might be rainy or something if I do it this time. I don't know. That's just an idea. I'm going to generally try to keep the videos of metric centuries going, as I stated in the beginning of the video. I'll have maybe a wheel build, maybe other wheel builds, and a folding bike project that actually is going to have everything being assembled in part 2 of the SOS Dahan project. Nico Hurricane project is likely going to have an addition, and, you know, maybe other things, computer things. Yeah, anyway, I guess thanks for watching this vlog for what's going on in 2025. And yeah, it's been 45 minutes, or about 45 minutes, so yeah, I'm gonna cut it off right now. And thanks for watching, thanks for listening to my yammering, my bad voice, and everything else, because I'm not perfection. So yeah.